Well, good morning, everyone. I am Carrie Little. I am the designated managing broker of Caramel Realty Group in Illinois, and I'm also an instructor. I'm a blogger. I'm a speaker for the real estate industry. And today, I thought since I can now go live on Amazon, I would talk to you. This is a reboot because I actually went through the new Real Estate Agents Journal on Instagram last year when the book launched. And so now that I can come join you right here on Amazon, I figured why not? So a little bit about me. I've been in the real estate business now since 2001, or a licensed real estate agent. I started selling real estate. I started working for a builder in 1997. I also worked in commercial real estate for one of the largest commercial holders in the world. And I say one because I hear McDonald's and the Catholic Church were going back and forth. So yeah, I worked for the commercial East Coast division, real estate division for real estate for McDonald's. So for those of you that watch me on Instagram, you know it's usually coffee with Carrie, but that's not until noon Central Time today. But I might as well have my coffee. So today, the new Real Estate Agents Journal launched last year because of the pandemic. So my good friend Marky Lemons, we all learned how to publish on Amazon. And now that we can go live, we thought we should test this out. So I thought I would do a reboot on how the new Real Estate Agent Journal works. Now, and you got to see that I actually use my book. Coffee has been spilled. I've got a nice, crisp, clean copy over here, but I actually use the journal whenever I go live on Instagram because I want to motivate real estate agents to take notes. So check this out. Like, this is me and my journal. I literally use it. I write in the journal. I use my journal whenever I go live because, and by the way, live on Instagram, these are the notes that are usually in my journal first. Then they end up in Evernote. Then they end up as a white page on Canva. And then I make them available to real estate agents on my Instagram page. So I actually use the journal. And so now I'm going to tell you as a real estate agent, whether you're new or seasoned, how you can also use the journal. And even if you're watching today and you're like, Carrie, I just joined because I might want to be a real estate agent. I decided this could be for you. And even I have a lot of seasoned agents that follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook group. I'm actually streaming to a Facebook group. I am streaming to YouTube, and I'm streaming to all of you here on Amazon. So thank you again for joining me. Take a few moments and follow me on Instagram. So here we go. When you get your journal, about me, I kind of gave you a little bit of history. Well, let me tell you a little more. So when I decided to create the journal, I'm going to tell you I have an identical twin. Her name is Mina Blasey. And so Carrie Jo and Mina Jo, she wrote the new principals journal because she was a principal of a school. She's now transitioned into a data researcher. I'm sure I'm messing that up, Mina. So we both wrote the journal at the same time and we used the same template. She actually was a little faster than me. So I learned how to write, but she was like, you know what? I just finished my doctorate. I am going to just do this. So she downloaded all the templates from Amazon and then I followed suit and she shared with me what she did. And so I used her layout. And so if you actually find her journal, it's the same layout. It just says the principals journal, the new principals journal, except our cover pages are a little bit different. Yeah, that was the hardest part. So when you open the journal, I have 6 sections. And so today we're going to talk about your why. Why did you get into real estate? Should you get into real estate? Should you get out of real estate? Probably not. But we're going to talk about your why. So I actually have 6 sections in the journal. So whenever I go live, I tell you to jump to this section because this is what we're going to talk about. So today we're going to talk about your why. Why did you get into real estate? Next time I go live, and I have to plan this out because I now go live on Fridays on Instagram at noon because I'm in a cohort right now. with Goldman Sachs, so I had to adjust. So we'll figure out the lives on Amazon. Number two is about being reflective. So I tell you, jump over to your page 2, and then I actually give you being reflective in real estate. And I talk about, I really messed my book up. Questions to consider when you get into the business. What do you need to know? And I have some other free downloads in my bio, in my link tree on Instagram. So the third section that I talk about in the New Agents Journal. And by the way, you can click to buy one now. You can buy one for a friend. You can buy one that's thinking about getting into real estate. You can buy one for your entire, anytime someone's new. And oh man, I took my box out. I now, we went to a virtual office because no one was coming into the office. We have 38 real estate agents as of today. And so because agents weren't coming into the office, because we all kind of had to pivot, I came up with a new agent box, and they all get the journal. They also get they also get a new agent's 3-ring binder. Old school. All of our stuff is digital, so we use Workplace. But what I quickly learned is that agents need to be told what to do in the written word and in digital. So in there, and I often give these things away to all of you, they have their first 90 days in real estate. So on my page 3, so that's a part of being reflective and part of getting that jump start in your business. So the number 3, when I come back to do this again, on the third day, we're going to talk about there is no inbox in real estate. So remember, some of you had a real job. Some of you still have real jobs. Some of you want to get out of your real job. Right. If that's you, raise your hand. Like, did you raise your hand? So there is no inbox in real estate. When I worked for a job, I should tell the story now. So back in the 90s, my identical twin sister worked for a company called Kassane Business Systems. And it was a temp job. She eventually left the temp job, and I got the job based on her skills. That's the quick way of saying this. So I actually had to go to Triton College to learn how to type, because she could type and I could sew. My hidden secret is that I could sew. Like, I made about 5 or 6 prom dresses when my senior year of high school. I probably made a few my junior year. That was my hidden talent. So when I worked at this company, the VP gave me my daily job. And then eventually they gave me more: accounts payable, accounts receivable. I would work with the technicians when they had to go out on a call. So my inbox was given to me. Everything that I had to do was put in my inbox. And for those of you, that means your email inbox. So when I come back, so part 3 is going to be, there is no inbox in real estate. In real estate, you have to get up, get dressed, and earn your keep. So you really do have to, and number 4 is always be learning so you can create your inbox. Because now there are some companies you can work for, let me be clear, where they'll give you a paycheck. They will truly give you a paycheck. But eventually you still have to learn how to do the business. So, and by the way, if you do earn that paycheck, you're not making as much as people that actually get up and grind every day, because there's some good money to be made. So number 4 is you're going to always be learning. So we're going to talk about timely education and why you need to learn. And I just came out of a 2-day course for managing brokers in the state of Illinois. And let me tell you, if I could show you the notes I took, and I am very tech savvy on my Remarkable tablet. For those of you that like tech, and I have journals down here. I write. I was talking to Marky Lemons last night. I was writing things down. I was like, can you tell me what that product is again? So I literally took all of my notes here, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do when you go to class, when you show up to your company's core training, right? When you show up to coaching. So here you go. I'll show you. It's called Education. I'm in Class. So my agents are going to freak out by the time I get done with them. I have a lot I need to update in the independent contractor agreement. I have a lot I have to update in the company policy. I have some things I need to fix. So you need to always be learning. You can't just hope that someone's going to give it to you. And by the way, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you think This is what I always told my kids, although I'm not quite sure they listened. Clean your room without being told. Wash the dishes without being told. Take out the garbage without being told. Clean up behind yourself without being told. And the day you can do something without being told, the day you can create the business without being told, you are an entrepreneur. If we have to motivate you to get up, get dressed, clean your room, clean up behind yourself, organize yourself, wash the dishes, take out the garbage, you need a job. You need somebody to tell you what to do. So always be learning. Now, number 5, you're running a business like a business. So you are going to take the business serious. So this is when I come back, we're going to talk about running a business like a business. This right here is running a business like a business. I go live in our workplace. It's Facebook at Work. I train our agents. We just did a live yesterday. I fuss at the agents. I'm like, where are you guys at? Because I invited a few other offices that I trained through our multiple listing service. I'm like, hey, I know you guys didn't schedule this yet, but if you want to join, I'm doing a webinar, join. And I stream that live to Workplace so they can watch on demand. So they can always know how to run a business like a business. A lot of people get into real estate. Maybe you were a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you worked in an industry where you didn't have to use tech. Now you got 2 things to do. Learn how to run the real estate business and then learn how to use technology. That was a lot, because so last week I had the privilege of training 283 new agents, and there were 285 of us in the class, but I think that one of them was me and one of them was staff at the association. 283. I am guaranteed, because I always tell agents, if you can find me on Snapchat, I'll probably answer you. I will, because most people are not on Snapchat. I have a following on Facebook and Snapchat, believe it or not. I should probably jump over to TikTok, right? So they're like shocked at how much they need to know. You took a really hard test, you paid a whole lot of money to become a real estate agent, but then you're incompetent. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You just don't have the competency level to do the business. So you have to run the business like the business. You have to always be learning. You have to learn how to create your inbox. You have to step back, reflect, what can I change? And you need to know your why. And then number 6, you need to be you. Your number 6, which is on my page 198, because this is what I tell you to do when you join me live. Because today, even at noon, and for those of you that are watching and you're watching the replay, this was usually noon every Friday. Until my cohort is open, I might go back to 9 a.m. So you have to be authentic. And like when I tell you, I really do. There are some sections I use more than others. So there are some sections I use more than others. Like there is no inbox. So if you missed the event with Marky Lemons and I, we just finished an event called Operation I've Got Houses for Sale. That's when I would tell agents, go to There Is No Inbox in Real Estate, take really good notes. We showed agents how to find listings because inventory is so low. I was looking in one county, down 73% compared to last year this time in March. We need people to take a second, if you're thinking about selling, to sell. And then we get the call, well, Carrie, I don't want to sell because there's no houses. Well, then I need to go find a house for you, just like I'm trying to find a house for my buyer. So those are the 6 sections. So let's go back to why. Why did you choose to get into real estate? Knowing your why is important. Why should anyone choose to work with you as a real estate agent? Why are you in the business, right? Because I remember one of my first transactions was with my twin sister, and you know, they asked me a lot of questions. I was new. And when you're new, you have to figure out how to show value. And then once you become a seasoned agent, you just know how to explain your value. And then when you're a seasoned agent and there are no houses and the seller says, I don't want to pay you a commission because houses are just flying off the shelf, right? Like toilet paper. That's probably what it feels like toilet paper. Back last year in March, because we were on our way back from a funeral in Missouri. And when I think back, and anyway, that's another story. We were on our way back. We all stopped at Walmart and there was no toilet paper. There was no Kleenex. We were like, oh my gosh. And I'm sure you can't use baby wipes because it'll clog the toilet. So real estate listings are flying off the shelf like toilet paper was last year, 2020 in March. So yeah, why are you in the business? Why? And I quote Cynic here. Some of you need to just go read the book, Start with Why. And I do believe that is in on my influencer page here on Amazon. So will your why get you up every day and motivate you to sell real estate? And I want you to write your why here. So in a year, you can say, you know what, my why didn't get me up. I need a new why. Some of you are motivated by money, like my husband. He is, listen, he is motivated by money all day long. So what motivates you? Do you want to go to Disney World? Do you want a new car? Do you want that new Porsche electric car? My husband won't buy it for me. Do you want the Tesla? Do you want financial freedom? Do you want to pay for your kids' college? Do you just hate your boss enough? And maybe a strong dislike. Do you want to be able to manage your own time? And I say that lightly because some of us work 60, 80 hours a week. And there's one agent in my office that she's like, she needs so much help. It's a good problem to have, but an exhausting problem to have. She's probably getting 4 hours of sleep a night because as fast as she lists, the property sells. As fast as she lists, she has another buyer. This was the best strategy I saw recently. I had an agent send an email with every buyer that they have, not the name, what they're looking for in their price point. I was like, that was brilliant. It was such a great idea. So, will your why get you up every day and motivate you to sell real estate? Your why will keep you motivated to sell real estate. And if your why is no longer motivating you to sell real estate, it's time to change your why. My husband and I are getting licensed in the state of Florida. I'm not moving. He keeps threatening that he's moving. We are buying a house in Florida, but he really wants the new climate. So his why changed a little bit. So he's working really hard to flip properties. His why changed. So when you know your why, you stay focused even when you're not reaching your goals. Closing deals and getting paid. If your why is not going to motivate you to work as a full-time agent, you need to rethink your why. I have a few dual career agents. I like that word, right? And then I'm sure I have some serious part-time, some of the time, none of the time agents. I do. And that even the program that I'm in has changed the way I interview. I'm not a salesperson. By nature, I'm a relationship builder. If you want to work with me, yeah, you might have to work a little hard right now to get a phone call with me because I am in a business program. So I lost 2 opportunities for an agent. And then one agent I referred to another brokerage because it just wouldn't work because she really wants to be downtown Chicago. That's just not, I'm way out in the burbs. I can get to Iowa faster. So you might need to rethink your why. So this is not HGTV. I mean, like, this is not HGTV. The reality show stars might make our business look fun and easy, but it is far from easy. Fun, yes, but not easy. And some of us can Instagram makes real estate look like, oh my gosh, we're living large, we're making money, but we're intentional. Like, I started doing photo shoots every month because it's lifestyle driven. People seem to engage more because I'm trying to build out my instructor business. It's part of my growth plan. People are motivated by what they see. This is a sight and sound generation. Like, can we hear? Like, even Clubhouse has changed the game. So your why statement should be simple and it should keep you focused. You should be able to state your why to anyone in minutes. So here we go. If you were interviewing me and you said, Carrie, why did you get into real estate? My simple answer is I thought I could do a better job of explaining the process. So here's my story. Back in 1997, I was tired of renting and I wanted to buy a house. So we went and looked at a few properties, and this was in 1997. There was a property in a city called Hanover Park. And at this point, look, this was going to be my first house. I was like 25, 26, 27, maybe 28. And we wrote offers on houses and they were going for $25,000 more. We couldn't compete. That's what it feels like today. So we started looking at new construction. And my real estate agent, who is now an attorney, She was fabulous. Love my real estate agent. She explained the process well. She helped me with new construction. But when I got to the loan, I didn't know I could buy the house until I closed. I didn't get it. The one thing the real estate agent did well was she went through the process of when you buy new construction, there's no negotiating. Not in this market and not in the market I was in. They're going to give you the ability to add things onto your new construction. So, but whatever you do, Carrie, I want you to think about what you're going to put into the property. So I'm like, okay, what do you mean? She said, anything structural, put it in. Anything that you can put in later, like a ceiling fan, put it in later, but get the electric put in. Cabinets, those can be ripped out and replaced, but you're going to probably not replace them for 5 years because you're not going to want to. Do you want to put in ceramic tile? Do you want to put in hardwood? Do you want to put in pergo? Like, what do you really want? Put that in. If you want a fireplace, put that in. If you want a full basement versus partial basement, because we had a conversation with the chef over at a restaurant we go to all the time. He didn't use us, but we were okay with that because they had a friend of the family. Sometimes you just give information away for free. So some of you are probably doing that way too much. But we had a conversation. When you go to resell that house and you're telling us it's a few $1,000s more to dig out the entire basement. When you go to resell, your house is going to be more valuable. In addition to that, you might want to do a deep pour. Now, when you buy townhouses, you might not have that option. The house we live in today is a deep pour. We've got the ceilings are so high, like 9-foot ceilings or 12-foot. I don't know. I need to go measure. I can't jump up and touch the ceiling. It changed the layout when we started to remodel. So the cool thing about my real estate agent is she was able to explain that to me. And then once we went under contract, I started working for that builder on the weekends. So that helped me learn the commercial business. But when it came to the loan, I remember the process, and maybe because I was in it, I didn't get it. So because of it, I am now an expert with first-time home buyers, first-generational buyers, people that have moved here from another country, and buyers that have never owned a home. No one in their family has never owned a home, but they've always lived in the United States. I am really good with those types of buyers. And then, so first-generational buyers, people that move here from other countries, and then first-time home buyers. People that move here from other countries in the state of Illinois, because a few of us put together a project on what the data looks like. And did you know, in the state of Illinois, when you want to buy a property and you've been naturalized to the United States, you are more likely to buy a house than someone that has lived here all their life. I found that to be very interesting. This is why sometimes people that should have the American dream don't have it, because they don't understand the value like someone that comes here from another country. So my why in real estate was I wanted to help people get into a house with a seamless transaction and explain it well. It was about building the relationship, having a great conversation, and helping them through the process from beginning to end. Sometimes if you are only motivated by money, eventually that person won't hire you back. I want a relationship with you. I want you to understand that I understand the loan process. I'm not a loan officer. I'm not an attorney. I am a certified paralegal. I don't do that work unless I'm working for an attorney. I understand how inspections work, because when I worked for the builder, I would go with the general contractor and walk through the property. Like, I learned. And I bought books on how the house works. I bought books on what a house looks like. So my why was I wanted to help people buy houses that didn't think they could. Because in addition to that story, and my mother might be watching, but here we go. I remember I didn't pay my bills on time. And I remember her saying, I might get a phone call after this. Well, Carrie, I didn't think I had to teach you that. Like, she just got it. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. We'll blame my dad. I didn't understand. So I didn't pay my bills on time. So I had to write a lot of letters to the mortgage company. So because I had to go through it, sometimes you got to go through it. You got to go through the pain to get to the other side. So now you can go explain it to someone else. If you've never, some of you are getting into the business of real estate, or you're already in the business of real estate and you've never owned a house, you've never lived in a house, you've only lived in an apartment, it is actually gets harder. And that's why some agents end up working with rentals before they end up working with residential property, because they don't understand the process. So let me challenge you. Number one, I need you to write down your why, and it's okay. So when you, and by the way, feel free, go over, click the link in Amazon, and you can get your new real estate agent's journal today. So you can order your journal. You can buy one for your new team member. You can buy a whole box for your office. This gets into the box for my agents. They get a signed copy, but they probably don't care because they're like, it's just you, Carrie. I did send about 10 signed copies to Virginia recently, but you got to work with me, because if I have to order them, they take longer. It's like they just take longer when I order, because I get a discount. So number one, write down your why. So you're going to write down your why. Number two, always know your why might change. Number three, you need to come up with your story. Why do you sell real estate? And some of you need to start telling your story about why you bought your house. I have more stories. I have a story about how I almost lost my house to foreclosure, how I had to call the bank, how I had to ask for a loan modification, how I kept my house. I have so many stories on what I went through as an owner that it helps me in real estate. And I do get it. Some of us aren't in a position to tell those stories yet, because you're still in the process of getting out of whatever you were in. But people need to know your stories. And when you're authentic, they are more likely to work for you. So I'm done talking. I wanted to thank you for joining me. Keep watching. For those of you that are not on my email camp, if you're not in my email marketing, or you don't get my e-blast, there's a few things you can do. If you go to my Instagram account and you go to my bio and you click the link, you could download one of my freebies, and then you'll get added to my email. Or I do have smartgirl.media. You can go there and you can sign up for my tips. So either one works. If you're like, Carrie, I don't get it, feel free. You can go to Instagram, follow me, send me an email or a DM, a direct message, and say, my name is first and last name, and then give me your email, and I will add you to my e-blast. But if you simply download something, I get your email anyway, because, we don't just give things away for free. We want something. So take a few minutes today, get the new Real Estate Agents Journal, nice, crisp, clean copy. Then eventually, it's easy. It just lays out right on your desk, because I've been using this forever. And if you join me on Instagram today at noon, I'm going to be talking about how to find a coach or a mentor. If you are watching the replay and it is not Friday, April 2nd, you can watch the replay on Instagram television, because under Coffee with Carrie, I always add the replay, even if it gets odd and I have to figure out how to download and re-upload. So join me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Carrie Little. I'm the designated managing broker of Caremark Realty Group in Illinois. I am also the blogger for smartgirlmedia.com and the author of the new Real Estate Agents Journal. You don't have to be new to buy it. You just need to show up so I can teach you how to do the business of real estate. So thanks for watching. Again, if you have questions, join me on Instagram. And for those of you that are watching me live on YouTube and on Facebook, I just ended the stream on Amazon, so I'm going to end here. Thanks for joining me. Everyone have an awesome weekend.